What is up, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing Tesla's earnings, but before I get into the video, make sure you guys do subscribe and leave a like down below. But we're going to be taking a look at both Tesla's earnings from a chart standpoint and also from a financial standpoint. First of all, I do want to jump into the financials. And Tesla surprisingly missed on both of their revenue and EPS, but they beat their free cash flow pretty good. So I'll go over those numbers really quickly. On revenue, they missed estimates of 27.2 billion, and they came in with 25.7 billion, so missing estimates by around 5%. Same with EPS, missing estimates of 76 cents, coming out with results of 73 cents. Really, what I think of this is I'm gonna have to wait and really hear what they say in the earnings call. But of course, that's not great. You don't want to see a company miss earnings, but I highly doubt it's because anything's really lacking. I think it's just Elon decides to switch and cycle between multiple of his different companies at different times. When one is having really, really good success, he switches to that one for a while, and that's just kind of how it goes. Being proven with SpaceX right now, there's a lot of hype around that, and he's kind of been pushing that along with Tesla over some other businesses. But their free cash flow was the best part of this earnings call, and that was coming in with estimates of 1.3 billion, and they smoked that with results of 2 billion, beating by 700 million. So that is really nice. That shows that they're at least bringing in some cash on the side, wherever that income stream is coming from, which I'm sure I will find out about later. But Tesla really did have kind of an interesting earnings that you really don't see too much, where they do double miss and then you're up. You can see companies double beat and they're down all the time because of guidance, but I'm assuming they're up after hours because of guidance, and all of these numbers are growth numbers. They're all higher numbers than last year, so they are still growing. That's not the issue. It just might be that they're not growing at the clip that they're expected, which is kind of just a normal thing for businesses. There's periods where you plateau. It doesn't mean that the business is falling through. Like plateauing like that is normal. Stuff like that happens for a while. Go and look at Meta. When Meta was crashing during 2022, I understand there was a market pullback, but their EPS was down, and then look at where they're at now. They just beat earnings as well, and they are up after hours. So just talking real quick on what we see here, we see just a very clear and obvious bull flag with a great breakout. I mean, this is textbook. Either way you look at it, whether you draw your lines like this or like the way I had it initially, either way is totally acceptable. But either way you see it, you retrace these EMAs and you're popping higher. The expected move for Tesla was this 422 area in orange. So either we get there tonight or sometime tomorrow. I'm going to talk about why I'm pretty bullish here. Really just from a chart standpoint, I'm not talking financials now. One, this setup looks great. I know this is an after hours, so you're going to have a pretty good gap up, but you kind of want that gap up with earnings. Gaps like that can actually be more powerful or more bullish than anything. But I do like this setup, and I think one of my main catalysts for thinking we could see this 422 range really is their inclusion or their holdings in the NASDAQ and SPY. But looking at this chart, let me get my stuff out here. Let's go over to the 4 hour. It's been down, I believe 4 or 5 days in a row. Tesla has been down. So you're breaking this trend line right here, which is really, really good. I'm excited to see that. This downtrend right here can easily lead to more upside. And checking out some of these targets here on the short term, this would end up being the bottom, but we can draw it out to here. So we could see an extension of 1618 maybe come by next earnings or the earnings after, realistically something like the earnings after. But this is a really good spot to be. I like this area. This kind of looks good where you have your 50 and your 1618. This looks like it should be some pretty good resistance right around here. So making me think that you can kind of come up here and then tap down. Let's go ahead and draw that out. Something here where you just kind of pop and then go like that and then continue. Stuff like that can happen. There is also another outcome where we wake up tomorrow morning and Tesla is red. There is always that outcome, but I do think we filled a gap down here, I believe in the 60s. I'm pretty sure there was a gap right around here somewhere. So I do believe we filled that, and that might have just been all it needed. Um, and the sellers might have taken advantage of that, and the buyers might have just let them have it, as we are now seeing higher highs heading towards that old all-time high that we remember. And I actually want to draw something out on this monthly chart that is going to be very important for Tesla coming in the following year or so. You really want to see Tesla hold this range and continue higher. Just kind of this like upper bar, like liquidity area. I wouldn't even know how to really specify this. This is kind of just an interesting case where you have this odd cup and handle, but I would just really want to hold this this range of support here and then continue higher. Worst case scenario, something like this happens where you just maybe come down out of it and then pop. But really, hopefully, it's something like this where either you just kind of move sideways a little bit or come up and then retest to the downside and move on. Or maybe this is the retest. So there is a few things, both bullish and bearish. But long term, I'm bullish on Tesla here. I think this is such a great setup. Actually, I want to go back to the weekly real quick to show you guys or the monthly to show you guys our long term time frames. This is going to be for realistically this is going to be quite some time until this happens. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing, drawing this backwards. So you can see we're messing around in this range. Maybe we pull back in here and continue here before moving on to our 1618 of 606, and then our 2618 of 918. I think we get to 606 by the end of the year at the latest, but I think 606 can come a lot faster than people think. I think we could be at 606 before the end of the summer, which would be 46%. Well, actually, from earnings today, it would be 56%, which is pretty nice. I have, 25 shares at an average price of $372. This is 374, but that would be a 62% return. And then if we got to the 900 range, that would be a 145% return. So hopefully we can do something like that. And it's all totally possible. I mean, this chart is really set up to do some good things. But I do want to hold this range, and it looks like we are. I would really say that this is beginning to be crucial support right around this 380 level to 360 level. I would not want to see us drop below that, but I don't really think we will. Go ahead and get rid of this here. Oh shit. But really, short term, what I would continue to watch where this candle opens tomorrow. If you are above the trend line, I think we're pretty safe here. And then really, it's all going to come down to what tomorrow closes at, because ideally you would, want to start to break out of this range. Of course, you don't want to open red. Obviously that would lead to some more downside, and that could really spill out. If we did go to the downside, it would probably see something like filling these three gaps. And then this is a huge earning gap, so I don't really think that this is much in play. I'm actually going to remind myself this. Oh, shoot. Because I know that earnings gaps really don't matter too much. They're really honestly more bullish to bounce off of than anything here. So remembering this is an earnings gap is a pretty good rule to follow. But these, I think these could be fillable if you do continue to the downside under this 50 EMA. I would probably trim a few while I'm still up and then just buy back at a lower price. But really, I don't need to do that. I think the RSI and the MACD look really good towards the upside here. So I am bullish long term on Tesla. I think we do see 600 by the end of summer. But if we can open tomorrow and start breaking out here, as our target is around this 323 level, if we can get up here somewhere, then that is insanely bullish. If not, you just want to see the breakout come by probably the end of the week, or us starting to poke our head out of this bullish flag. But that is going to be it from me today, guys. Make sure you guys click the link down in the description below. It'll send you guys to our Discord. And then also leave a comment down below what videos I should do next. I can review Meta earnings or any of the other earnings coming out anytime soon. So just let me know. Have a good one, boys.